Hi, this is Michelle, your academic coach, and today I want to talk to you about a couple of things, the mid-semester slump and spring break. It's just about that time of the semester that these are issues that people in academia have. So let me start with the mid-semester slump. You might be wondering, what on earth are you talking about? It's that time of the year where, I don't know, you start checking your calendars daily to make sure that you didn't miss a holiday. Like, all right, President's Day happened. Isn't there something between President's Day and spring break? Yeah, that time of year. It's the time of year where you're dragging. You just can't find the energy to do things, and you're tired of being in the classroom. You're just tired. And you could desperately use a break, but it's just not coming soon enough. So, how do you handle this? How do you get over this hump? How do you make it through to spring break when you actually will have a bit of a break? My first suggestion is to make sure you have a 5-year work plan. Do you have that plan? Do you have it set up? It doesn't matter what point you're in. You might be an adjunct professor. You might be a graduate student. You might be tenure track. You might be tenured. It doesn't matter. You need a 5-year work plan, because if you don't plan it, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to materialize out of anywhere. So this is a good time to get really, really clear on what's important to you, what are your priorities, and develop a plan. Once you do that, take your plan, have your goals, make sure you're clear on what they are, break those goals into smaller steps, set deadlines, and build a community around you for people who can help you achieve those goals. So that would be my first step. Go ahead and develop that 5-year work plan. If you do have your 5-year work plan, have you set up what that meant for this semester? Are you following your plan? Are you skipping it? Did you skip a bunch of writing days? Did you skip that time you needed to do research? Dust off your plan and get back on it. That'll help to give you some excitement in your semester and take off the challenge of the drag that you're feeling. So get back on the plan if you have it. That's a really important thing to do. And if you're having a hard time sticking to it, make sure you build in people around you who can help you do what you need to do. Maybe you just need to adjust your syllabus. Your plans are in place and that's all great, but you just kind of need to build in some time for yourself. This is a good time to set up a field trip, kind of last minute. It's a great time to throw in a movie if it's relevant. I'm in the humanities, so we can always find something like that. And, maybe it's time to have a guest lecturer or have someone else come in and talk about a particular topic. If because you set up a movie or something that gets you off of your syllabus, go ahead and upload a lecture. There are many apps that can help you do that, platforms that can help you do that, such as SoundCloud. Upload a lecture and let your students listen to it online. This can help give you some rest in the middle of the semester that you clearly definitely need. So there's the mid-semester slump, and now spring break. Oh my goodness, it's the best to have a vacation, and spring break is so awesome, right? The problem is that you have spring break and then you get back and there's all that crap waiting for you that you didn't handle because you were on break. So let's figure out how to make this a break for you in a real way and manage some of the stuff that comes up when you're gone. The priority, I think, for any break should be self-care. I just took a week off because my son had a midwinter break. And so we took a vacation, and it was the first time in a long time that I got 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, and it was so desperately needed. You need to sleep. Coffee or caffeine in any form is not a substitute for sleep. I'm not saying don't have your coffee or your Coca-Cola, no, but you must sleep. They cannot do the recharging that sleep does. So make sure that you really plan that into your year and get the sleep you need. If you want to work, that's fine. Just plan it. Because it's a break, you're inclined to just sit there and catch up on Scandal or whatever it is that you watch. You have to plan in your work, and you might only do a couple hours a day, and that's fine especially if you're having a staycation. But plan it, and consider it a date with yourself. If you're going on a date with somebody else, you wouldn't just flake out on it at the last minute. Keep your date with yourself and go ahead, plan it, get it in there so you have to do it, and it's only 1 or 2 hours a day, I would think. So go ahead and do that. Contact people and build your community. Maybe there are people who you've been lifelong friends with and you haven't been in touch with them lately. Go ahead and set up the break with them and catch up and reminisce. You need that. You need the people in your community to help you recharge your batteries. You need connection. You can't do all of this by yourself. Go and catch up with on a dinner, a meal with somebody you haven't seen in a long time. If they're family members that you're close to and you need to spend time with them, go ahead and do that. This is the time. There's a TED Talk that talks about one of the most important things for long-term health for people is actually connection, having really great relationships that are really in good shape. And I can't argue with that. No one ever is on their deathbed saying, man, I wish I wrote that one paper for this journal. No, they say, I wish I had spent more time with my friends, with my children, with my family, right? So make sure you do that. And the most important, and before we get to the most important thing, if you want to make sure that you don't have a hill of stuff to handle, or you have time to handle it when you get back, plan that in your calendar before you leave for break. Just stick it in there. Know that Monday from 2 to 6, you're going to catch up on all of the emails and the questions from students, etc., that you need to do. That way you don't have to freak out about it when you get back. It's right there. You have the time to do it. Finally, the most important component of spring break is have some fun. It's a break, right? I know your students are all going to sunny climes and the rest of it, and you may or may not want to do that. That's fine, but make sure you have fun. What are the things you like to do? Do you like to see musicals, a play? Do you like to see concerts? Go do them. This is your time. Do you swim at the beach? Do you create stuff? Get out there and do it. This is a time for fun. Ideally, you would bring these new and improved habits from spring break, into the regular year. You would make sure that you could get 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. You really should do that. You would make sure that you scheduled fun into your schedule, not just on Friday night, but maybe half an hour to read a novel or whatever, right? You want to make sure that you are in touch with the people who mean the most to you and are closest to you regularly during the year. You don't want to just leave that to, the semester's over. Hi, how are you? You want to make sure that you have that. Fun should not be relegated to breaks. So these are my tips for navigating the mid-semester slump and spring break. If you want to know more about me, you can go to michelledionThompson.com. Also, you can go to Michelle Dion Thompson Life Coach on my Facebook page. Great. Have a great afternoon. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.